well, I'll let you introduce him, because he really is something special, this guy.
Would this be Danny we're talking about?
This would be Danny we're talking about, who, as we speak now, be coming off the stage with a sweaty towel.
He's going for that lovely grand final at the O2.
And if he wins, what does he get?
He gets a 2-year recording contract.
Really?
Just
homegrown talent.
Ah, very much so.
There's definitely... I've got a good feeling about this.
I've got a really good feeling, yeah.
I think we've got a winner here.
Danny Blockley! Evening, guys. What you waiting for? You got me in your sights, looking at me from the corner of your eyes. You got pouncing on your mind. What you waiting for? See you whisper to your friends with a little smile. Not been on the front foot for a while. Oh, well, sure, it's not your style.
I was disappointed in the performance, actually. They did make a comment on that afterwards in my feedback from the judges. They said I looked good and I had a really good voice, but didn't really interact with the audience very much, which I didn't. I think it's just a bit more nervous than anything. You always see the odd bum note that I've played that I can, certain bits I kind of have to turn away a little bit because I know there's a bad bit coming up. I mean, most people who watched it would not have noticed. It's just me watching it back. You always know when you've done something wrong. But it's 2,500 people, so it was a bit daunting. The worst bit was waiting backstage before going on, and you see a few other acts go on before you, and then, I mean, the guys who came down were great, Hayley and all the family and my friends. They had a big banner made for me, which was great, and made me feel a bit more relaxed. But like I say, it was such a big place. I didn't do too much looking up. It was a bit scary. First interest in music from a very young age, I think. Basically my dad. He used to play guitar. He played it all his life, the guitar, and he used to whip it out at like family gatherings and play all the old classic Beatles stuff, Elvis and Everly Brothers, like sort of 50s, 60s rock stuff. And I kind of got into music. I loved all the old stuff like that because my dad used to sing them all the time. And then when I got to about 17, I thought, I want to do that. I fancy being cool in a group of people, so I thought, yeah, I'll do that.
I know he's a big influence for Danny, and I know that, I think he wishes that he was around and he would be a bit more supportive. He's a big part of what Danny does. I know that much, and I think it's a nice way for Danny to kind of keep in touch with his dad in that way. Do you know what I mean? Like I think he feels like he's connected to him in that way in terms of his music and what he does. And I think he really enjoys people saying to him like, oh, your dad used to play that song, or you know, you sound really like your dad, or your dad would be really proud of you, that kind of stuff. And I think it's a way of kind of keeping his memory alive, I think, for Danny. And I think it's a massive part of it.
Yeah, it was weird, that one, because obviously I knew the songs reasonably well because my dad used to play them, so I practiced them before the funeral. But it was weird on the day because I remember, obviously it was my turn to go up. I wasn't sure I was going to do it because after my brother's speech, and he struggled to get through that, and I think that was harder for him, to be honest, because to actually speak about him must have been really difficult. I suppose when you're singing you can just concentrate on what you're doing and get on with it, but it was very, very hard. But I wasn't too nervous when I was up there at all, because it was weird, one of them weird things. I didn't actually see anybody when I was up there. I was obviously facing all of family and stuff, but there was nobody there for me. I was just sort of singing to my dad basically, and I just got rid of them and just did it, sang them as well as I could, and then I said thanks at the end. And I wouldn't do that at a funeral, but I wasn't saying thanks to anybody in particular. I was just saying thanks to my dad. But I hope no one thought that I was like taking plaudits for this performance. That wasn't what I was doing at all. But yeah, it was weird. My friends came up to me after and said, "I've never heard you sing like that before," and it was like, that was nice to hear. So I'm glad I did it.
I work for Sainsbury's, basically recruiting staff for them. That's my main job, which is reasonably dull work. Not the greatest job in the world, but it pays the bills. But I also teach guitar as well on a Friday. So one day a week, hoping to do a bit more than that, because I do quite enjoy it. So working with kids is very good. So.
Working at Sainsbury's, I mean, it's easy for him. You know, it's not something he wants to do forever, but it works to help support him, like doing his teaching and with his gigs and things. It's convenient more than anything. It's not really something he's into in any kind of way, shape or form. But it allows him to have Fridays off so he can go into schools and do some teaching, which, to be honest, I think that's the kind of thing he'd like to do, well, definitely wants to do more of. In terms of him making a profession out of singing, I think he enjoys doing more what he's doing now. I don't think he'd ever want to be like famous. I don't think his aspirations aren't that way. His aspirations are to make a living out of singing and performing, but not necessarily be, you know, a massive fame figure.
Tell me, honey, what you saw in me from day one. Clearly wasn't meant to be this way, huh? I'm amazed it could even begin.
I don't always enjoy the performing that much, but I do enjoy being able to sing my own stuff, and even covers. I do enjoy singing covers as well. It's great seeing people having a good time listening to you. I've been in the band or on my own, people are just up dancing. It's just great to sort of to see that, and that's probably the most enjoyable thing. It's not the most enjoyable when there's nobody listening, but you get gigs like that sometimes.
Not expecting a desire to please, but I could learn to love you with a relative ease, and then I wouldn't waste a minute, not a bit of your time. So put that smile away.
Yeah, it was good. I was quite happy. So the voice sounded pretty good, I think. I wasn't overly keen on the sound. Like I didn't use my own guitar, which probably didn't help. But his sound wasn't as good as I thought it would be. Probably out, but when you play it back, it's a bit too bassy, some his guitar. And but the vocals sounded really good, so it was all right. A few bum notes through some of the songs, but hopefully not everyone will notice that. And I forgot one of the lines as well in the first song, but just breeze past that. It's all right. Been there before, but it's all right, yeah. So nice to get that feedback off the headline artist. He said he had a good voice and good songwriting. He said had a really good voice, and he was really impressed with my songwriting. So I was I was quite impressed with that actually. Yeah, it's really good.
Clearly wasn't meant to be this way, huh?
met Danny when we worked at RBS in the NatWest for the sales department, working on the telephones.
And I was the team leader, she'd just come onto my team. I was like, oh dear, this isn't good. I think she was thinking the same as well. We kind of met through that.
We're just really good mates at first. And then obviously sort of developed from there.
But that was fine in the end, because it just shows how good we are together, because even though we both weren't in the right place at all, eventually we still ended up together, and I'm really happy we got our own flat job.
Summer drinks and feeling fine, no real cares to speak of. Set with lemon or with lime, still tastes strong to me, but it's only 5:10, but I could sip with you all night.
Some of it I wrote about Hayley. Like, it's only 5:10, I could sit with you all night. It's like when we first went on a date, it was sat out in the centre of town in Piccadilly Gardens, and just sat having a drink, and it was just dead sunny and just a really nice atmosphere, and just was supposed to go for some food, but I could have just sat there forever, like it was brilliant.
Just to ask you.
That's the next step. I just need to get an actual profile set up. Cause I've got songs, not loads, but I need to get some kind of page set up. That's my next step, I think. So get something done online.
There's so much competition. Everyone wants to be a singer, pop star, whatever you want to call it. So to actually, you have to have a lot of luck, I think, to get noticed. And you've got a lot of determination as well, I think. So all you can do is just keep putting yourself out there and hope that someone sees you and wants to take a risk and sign you up. But like I say, some people who you might never have heard of could have been the greatest artists of all time, but it's because they didn't get a break. You just didn't hear of them.